My name is Jim. I'm 38 years old. I'm a father of three, local business owner in Tallahassee. Uh, been around a whole bunch, done a bunch of dumb stuff. Not all bad. Um, Started using drugs at like 17 years old and never really stopped until recently. Recently I had like a real crazy case of depression. Like, just felt horrible, hated myself. Used to take a bunch of medication for it, and just really wasn't working. I woke up one day and just decided I was done and over it, man. I was gonna go get a bunch of drugs and see what happened, and that's exactly what I did. And Wednesday I went and got a bunch of drugs, started doing them, and next thing you know, it's Sunday morning, it's still dark outside, and I just decided I was going to end myself, man. The only way I could quit doing drugs was to just kill myself and OD, and that's exactly what I did. At 5 o'clock Sunday morning, I decided I was going to kill myself, and I was going to do it right then and there, and it's exactly what I did, man. I did way more than anybody should ever be able to do, and even live through, to be able to talk about, for sure, number one, but definitely did enough to kill myself, and I did. I died. I felt my pulse, and I felt my last heartbeat beat, and I breathed out my last breath, and I hit the dirt, man. It was lights out. Just pure cold blackness for hours. During that time, God played my funeral before me and showed me all the damage I've done to my family because of taking my own life, going out like that. Man, all I could keep saying to myself, the only thing I could hear after watching and during watching my funeral and my kids just ripped to pieces, and my wife loved me so much, man. It just was not, all I could think to myself was, why did I do this? That was not the right thing to do. Why did I do this? That was not the right, and that went on for hours. And, next thing you know, it's like 9:30 in the morning, man, and I just hear this loud, powerful wind sound like something out of a jet turbine or a hurricane or something. Just amazing, like bomb sound of wind come in, and it was just, my eyes opened after that sound, and next thing you know, I'm walking around in somebody's yard and like out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just repeating to myself, why is this happening? What happened? What happened? I didn't know where I was, didn't know what happened. Really thought that I was in hell, to be honest with you. Completely alone, and that's when I figured out what my hell was. It wasn't fire and torture and like you hear about in the books. No, what it was for me was finding out what I truly loved and cared about most in the world, and then having it taken away from me, and that was being alone without my family, and never having a chance to be a father, like a good father, like I should have been, and I just kept repeating to myself, why did this happen? Where is everybody? I mean, it was calm out. There was no temperature. There was no wind. There was no sound. There was no birds. There was no animals. There were no dogs barking in the distance. There was nothing. Plain, quiet, calmness, eerie. And I thought to myself, this will be my eternity right here. That's what I figured, and I deserved it. From what I'd done, I figured I deserved that, About the time that I just gave up and realized that was going to be my eternity, this little kid comes out of the woods and walks across these people's yard and stops in front of me. He says, "You looking for somebody here, sir?" And I said, "Nope. I just died over there a little while ago and lost my whole family." And he said, "It's okay, sir. Things are going to get better." And I broke down into tears, and when I opened my eyes, he was gone. And after gaining my breath and kind of like getting it somewhat back together, I'm still thinking I'm in hell and not knowing what's going on. I just start screaming, "Help me, help me, help me, help," to the point where my voice is gone. And I'm not sure it's ever going to come back all the way, man. It was very, very, very intense. Definitely thought I was in hell. And then this old black couple came out of a house that nobody really should have been living in my opinion. Didn't think anybody was there. That's how I ended up in that spot in the first place. I thought it was a good spot to die by myself. And these people came running out of that house. And as soon as I saw those people, I knew right then and there that God had saved me. And then I wasn't going to be alone. And the first things out of their mouth were, "It's okay, baby. God loves you. He's not ready for you yet. God has plans for you." Well, these people didn't know me from Adam to come up and say something like that. There's no doubt in my mind from that second forward that God saved me. Not only did he save me, but he let me lay on the ground dead for hours and brought me back. I know this. Whether anybody ever believes me or not, it's not a concern of mine. I know this. I know it's true. I know that after doing approximately $7,000 worth of drugs in 3 days, there's no way that I should have been able to consciously stand up, have lived at that point. And that second, I was 100% sober with no side effects. I'm talking about no side effects from alcohol, tobacco, drugs, depression, anxiety, fear, anger. All of it is gone from me, and it was taken from me right then and there. Those people cleaned me up, put me in my truck, and sent me down the road, and I called my wife, and she was so happy to hear from me. I said, "You're not going to believe this, but I died, and I'm still here. God saved me." And she said, "I've been praying that something like that would happen to you." At that point, I realized I probably still shouldn't be driving, so I got off the side of the road and continued to pray till my wife got there, and I haven't stopped since. I have a whole new point in life, and it's not living for me anymore. This ain't my life. I don't want to drive the boat, the ship, the truck, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going where he tells me to. That's my only purpose from here on out. Man, I tell you what, the only thing I want to do, and the only thing I've done since then is try to reach out to tell people, man. I've never heard any story like that ever in my life, really. And I can't tell you how incredibly special I feel that he chose me to make a miracle out of, because that's what it is. It's a miracle. It is the most impressive show of force I've ever encountered in my life. If he can do that with me, he can do anything. And maybe it takes somebody like me that was just so low, to break it down for other people, and maybe they won't have to go that far. So anything I can do from here on out, I'm going to share it. I'm going to share the word. God is real. God is powerful. And first and most importantly, it ain't up to us. It ain't up to me. He's going to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. Nothing you try. You can kill yourself and that don't work. Trust me. If he don't want you to, you ain't. Words really can't explain just how powerful I feel now, knowing that he's on my side, that he's got my back. And he loves me. I know he loves me. He loves me because I shouldn't be here. I've done a lot of dumb things in my life. I should not be here today. I tried to not be. Just the fact that he cleaned me out, cleaned me up, stood me up straight, and sent me down the road with no side effects so I could immediately go home and love on my family. That in itself is that's how much he loves me. The sound I heard, that wind noise, no doubt in my mind that was the breath of God. The most intense, powerful sound I've ever heard in my life. I can't even say that it was a sound. Just a life-giving force, like unfathomable. Like everything, my body should have exploded as strong as it sounded. And my eyes opened. And then he let me experience hell for just a second, so that I know what I'm dealing with now. And we ain't never going back there. There's nowhere. I don't have back to go to. That part of me is gone. A part of me did die there that day. I'm telling you. Because the old Jim is dead and the new Jim is here, and I'm not living for me anymore. I say a simple prayer every day. I hadn't prayed in years, man. I can't pray enough now. I don't need any more signs, although he continues to show me. He waited yesterday morning. He waited till I was done praying, opened my eyes, and a dove flew across my face. Like, man, I ain't seen a bird in forever, like, you know what I mean? He just shows you constantly if you pay attention. For me, I was stubborn. It took a lot, but he's got my attention. Man, you got two directions you could go. You could jump in head first and kill yourself, and he might not bring you back, you know what I mean? Most people, he doesn't. Or you could just take the leap of faith and try God out. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? He'll show you. Me, I'm a stubborn guy. It took a long time, man. It took a whole lot of punishment. I hurt myself in ways I should have never done, and hopefully everybody else doesn't have to go through that, man. Maybe this will help. I hope it does.